In here, they talk a little bit about ways you might be able to save. Okay, there are things you can do to save on your insurance rates. You can raise your deductible level.
This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
Well, the other one is improve your credit score. Now, it's an interesting thing because credit score, there's some fight about that, whether or not credit score should affect your insurance rate. Because some people are saying, good, if you have a good credit score, should that affect your insurance rate or not? There's a debate about this.
It just means you pay your bills. I mean, that's all the credit score does, right?
That's right. So
somebody gave me money, I paid them back at the terms, and I did it at a good level, so my score's okay.
It shows you're responsible.
Yeah. I mean, look, insurance is paying someone else to handle your risk, right? So if you're the kind of person who's protective, then maybe the insurance company does have a justifiable reason for saying, hey, they seem to be trustworthy in terms of paying their bills, then perhaps they're going to be a little better taking care of the property and is less likely to have an issue happen. It's pretty remote, though, but there's some discussion about that. The other thing is consult with an insurance expert about policy and shop around for different providers. This is the thing I see on these insurance commercials on TV is that, hey, just get what you need. Well, be careful and compare apples to apples. So one insurance policy might be significantly less than another, but it won't cover the things you really need covered.
Right.
Let's make sure. So you probably should talk to a professional, and we have recommendations for you, obviously.
A lot of things that people miss too is if they have any type of collectibles. If you look at your policies on homeowners and you have you have collectibles in your house, they're only covered for a very small amount.
Yeah.
So you that's one of the ones that you probably want to look at and see.
Yeah, and Liam White's on our program, and he's an insurance guy, comes on the program quite often. He's very, very good, and he'll look at what you should do or shouldn't do, and help you figure out what's appropriate and necessary. And there's maybe things you just don't need, but don't just go for the cheapest policy. Just don't go for the lowest number, because that's not always going to be the best thing, because you might want to defer more risk than they're offering. Right? See what else we got. Make sure there aren't any unnecessary items in an insurance policy. Okay, it's pretty much the same thing. You don't need to cover things you don't have. But I talk to homeowners about the idea. So there are certain things, riders, that you might want to get. You might want to get a sewer line rider. This is a rider that we've seen come up a few times,
especially in an older home.
Right, because they can go, and your regular policy doesn't cover it. But if you add that rider to it, it does. I know my father had an issue with that.
I get those solicitations in the mail all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah. The community I live in, let's see, our house is only about 7 years old.
Okay.
I think the community might be just a little bit older.
Okay, yeah. I think that's what
They're
happens.
soliciting us on that.
I think it's an important factor. So, none of us are insurance. I mean, we're not selling homeowners or policies here, but this article came out, and I thought it was timely, and I think Liam will appreciate the fact that we're talking about it, even though he's not here. There's some other things we can do. You can install anti-burglary devices in the home, and then also the leak detection systems you were talking about, a fire suppression system.
Which all the newer homes are all have.
All new homes have it built in. The suppression systems are built in. But if you don't have those, make sure you have fire extinguishers in your home. Do that, and make sure that you update those periodically too, because they do expire. You need to have them checked on periodically. And then modifying the house to make it more resistant to damage or risk that can happen. We were talking about that, the leak detection systems that are out there.